Hello, friends! Have you ever thought in how many directions your mind runs in a day? In one moment, you are scrolling Instagram. The next moment, your attention goes to the beep of a notification, and then suddenly you remember that some work is left incomplete. We all feel like doing something big, completing a dream project, learning a skill, growing in career. But when the time comes to take action, the mind gets distracted. And the saddest thing is that this distraction has now become our habit. Think, have you ever spent a day where you worked all day, but at night you felt that you did not achieve anything special? You felt that you were very busy, but not productive. This is today's biggest problem: lack of focus. We are living in an era where your attention has become the most valuable currency. Companies, apps, ads, everyone has the same aim: to capture your eyes, your time, and above all, your energy. But in the midst of all this, a question arises. Can we get that lost focus again? Can we do the same deep work again, which gives us real attention? Can it bring success? Can a person achieve single-minded focus, even in today's distraction-filled world? This book, The Art of Focus, answers these questions. This is not a boring theoretical book. It is an eye-opener, a mental toolkit that teaches you how you can train your mind to focus on the things that are really important to you. Imagine a life where you wake up every day with clarity, where your to-do list is not just a decoration, but you actually complete it, where your mind is free from the restlessness of social media, and your every action moves towards your growth. Now imagine how much your life can change if you achieve such focus. This book takes you on a journey where you break the illusion of multitasking, read your environment, fight digital noise, and point your attention like a sharp laser to the thing that will take you forward. The things said in the book will definitely seem uncomfortable to you, but it will open your eyes because the real transformation begins outside the comfort zone. In this video, we will learn the most powerful things of this book that can change your thinking, your working style, and the direction of your entire life. So, if you also want to get out of that noise and live with such clarity where distractions cannot steal your power, then definitely watch this video till the end. Let's start the journey of the art of focus that can make your every day and your entire life razor sharp. Chapter 1. Multitasking is a sweet lie. How many times have you told yourself that I can multitask, I can use the phone, I can work, I can watch YouTube a little, and also reply? It seems that we are saving time, right? But the truth is that we are dividing our most valuable asset, our attention, into pieces. Multitasking is considered a superpower in today's world. People call it their strength. In job interviews, they proudly say, "I can handle multiple tasks at once," but neuroscience and psychology say something else. Our brain can give complete attention to only one task at a time. When we multitask, we are not actually multitasking. We are task switching. And every time we switch from one task to another, our brain pays a small price, which is called attention redundancy. It means that when you leave one task and go to another, a part of your attention remains stuck in the old task. Now think, if you switch tasks 30 times a day, how many parts of your productivity have you cut off yourself? Multitasking only makes you tired, mentally as well as emotionally. Your work seems incomplete. Your concentration breaks, and the biggest loss is to your confidence. Because when we are constantly stuck in small distractions, a guilt arises inside us that we have not achieved anything special, and this guilt gradually turns into self-doubt. Now let me tell you a shocking fact based on many research studies. It has been found that the attention span of people who continuously multitask decreases. They start getting distracted quickly, and gradually they start feeling burdened by even a single task. And the biggest myth is that multitasking never saves you time. It reduces the quality of your results. You are not doing much, you are doing a lot, with less quality. Now imagine if a surgeon, a pilot, or a soldier starts multitasking. Would you trust him? No, right? Then how can you leave the most important decisions and goals of your life to a distracted mind? Therefore, this chapter teaches us that giving up multitasking is not a weakness. It is a choice that takes you towards deep work, towards clarity, towards excellence. The book invites you to adopt a new thinking. Not that I can do everything at once, but I will do everything one by one, with full attention and full quality, because only when you do every work with full presence, then the real focus, real power, and real satisfaction is achieved. So, the next time when your mind says, "Let's do multitasking," just take a pause and remember that you don't need to do everything at once. You just need to complete one thing. Chapter 2. The Science Behind Focus. Have you ever thought that when we are completely immersed in a single task, how time flies? Sometimes it feels as if the clock has stopped, or we have gone to another world. It is called flow state, and this is not magic, it is pure science. Our brain is a complex machine, and this machine always works in survival mode. Every moment it is deciding what to pay attention to and what to ignore. Because every second there are millions of signals and distractions in the world, and our brain cannot handle everything at once. Therefore, our attention is a limited resource. Just like a battery, if you keep using it everywhere, the power will end quickly. Now here comes an important term: prefrontal cortex. This is that part of your brain which takes planning decisions. When you are in focus, this part is active and your brain works like a laser. But as soon as a notification comes or a thought distracts you, this circuit breaks and you again come to ground zero. Scientific research shows that once you get distracted, it can take 18 to 25 minutes to get back into the same deep focus. Now think, if you are checking your phone every 10 to 15 minutes, then are you ever able to go into deep focus? Focus does not come only from willpower. It comes from understanding how your brain works and how you can train it. Now let's talk about another fascinating concept of dopamine. Every time you read a new message, watch a reel, or get a like, your brain releases dopamine. It is a feel-good chemical, and it is addictive. As soon as your brain gets used to that dopamine hit, it repeatedly looks for instant rewards. But in the world of focus, the reward is slow. There you need patience, discipline, and comfort with silence. The brain has to be trained to move away from instant rewards towards delayed gratification. That is why the book says that focus is not just a skill, it is a brain training process. You have to recalibrate your brain so that it stops being afraid of silence and stops considering distraction as a reward. And here comes the realization that today's man is not distracted because he has less time, he is distracted because his mind is overstimulated. So what is the solution? You have to give your brain a pause. You have to create some moments every day where you can recharge your brain. Meditation, breathing, walking without phone. All these small habits start repairing the focus circuit of your brain. The most powerful message of this chapter is that focus is not about doing more. It is about doing less, but with full presence. When you understand the attention system of your brain, then you start seeing distraction not as a weakness, but as a pattern. And the pattern can be changed, so the next time when you say, "I am not feeling like doing something," ask yourself whether it is a lack of interest or not. Understanding the science of meditation. Chapter 3. What is most important? Identifying your priorities. What was the first thing you did as soon as you woke up this morning? Checked WhatsApp? Scrolled Instagram? or jumped straight into a task? Now, think of a question. Was that work really important, or did it just seem urgent? Actually, this is the biggest confusion in our lives. We have forgotten the difference between urgent and important. We keep doing something or the other throughout the day and remain busy. But when the day ends, a voice comes from a corner of the heart that even today you did not do what was most important. And this is the beginning of this chapter. Focus begins with clarity. If you do not know what is most important for you, then you can never remain focused. The book asks a powerful question. If you cannot do everything, then what is that one thing that you would like to do at all costs? This question seems simple, but when you think about it deeply, then you realize that half of your daily to-do list is just noise. We make other people's priorities our priorities. Email messages, small tasks, people's expectations, and our own dreams, our own goals. They get written in the diary, sometimes waiting for the right time. But the truth is that the right time never comes. You have to make it. That's why the book says, filter your goals. Identify every task that is just making you busy, but not taking you forward. A technique is told called the priority rule of 3. Every day, decide just 3 tasks. If you complete them, then the day will be successful. Everything else is secondary, because when everything becomes important, then in reality, nothing remains important. There is a deep lesson in this chapter that to see life clearly, you have to learn to say no, not only to people, but also to yourself, to those habits, those distractions, and those thoughts that are distracting you from your real goal. Many times, we feel that we can manage everything, but the truth is that we can manage everything. This is, you can do everything but not at the same time. So, the question is not how much time you have, the question is what you are using that time for. Chapter 3 teaches us that focus is possible when the direction is clear, when your actions are aligned with your long-term vision. When you work every day thinking, why am I doing this work? Because without clarity, no productivity is meaningful. So, start today from here by asking yourself a simple but powerful question. Today, if I could do just one thing, what would it be? Perhaps that question will take you towards your real focus. Chapter 4. Deep Work. That depth where focus takes real form. Do you remember that moment when you were so lost in some work that you did not even realize the time? Neither the sound of the phone could distract you, nor the addiction of social media, nor any other thought. There was only you and your work. That is called deep work. In today's era, where shallow distractions are everywhere, deep work has become a superpower. The book says that people who know how to do deep work. Only those people can create something extraordinary in this noisy world. But what is deep work? It is that state where you are completely immersed in a task. Your brain goes into high-performance mode. Your creativity is at its peak, and your productivity level increases by 10 times. But is it that easy? Not at all. Deep work is like a muscle that needs to be trained with discipline because our brain has now become accustomed to shallow work. Scrolling, switching, jumping from tab to tab. Our brain has started living constantly on small doses of dopamine. Deep work breaks that comfort zone. It says, now don't run away from distraction. Fight it. And when you really fight it, initially you feel bored. There is restlessness inside. You feel like looking at the phone again and again. But as you keep going, your mind enters a new clarity. The real magic of deep work begins when you do a task with so much focus that you cross your limits. They create results that may take months for others, and you can do it in a few hours. But for this, you need 2 things: environment and intention. Environment means you create a space where distractions are zero, Phone silent, notifications off, clear desk, and a specific time where you work on only one thing, and intention means you are telling your mind that right now, I will do this one task with full awareness and energy. No multitasking, no switching, no half-hearted effort, just pure immersion. The book also tells that deep work takes your confidence to the next level, because when you activate the highest capacity within you, you start seeing yourself from a new perspective. You understand that you are much more capable than shallow distraction. Deep work calms down the noise inside you and brings out that inner genius, which was always there, just suppressed. So now the question is not how much work you can do, the question is how deeply you can do that work, because the real breakthroughs, ideas, innovation, growth, all happen where the surface sounds stop. And the only thing left is pure focus. So, the next time you start any work, ask yourself, have I come here to do it deeply or just to pass time? Because shallow work will fill your list, but deep work will change your life. Chapter 5. Digital Detox. When silence becomes the real signal. Think for a moment, if you don't have a phone in your hand, no notifications ring, no messages, no DMs, no reels are visible, will you be able to stay calm, or will you feel restless? It will seem as if something is missing. Welcome to the addiction, and no one wants to admit digital overload. Today our mornings start with a screen, and nights also end with the same screen. Our mind is running after some new information, some new trigger every second, and the most dangerous thing is that we have started feeling that this is normal. But the truth is that this is not normal. This is a slow poisoning of the mind. This chapter of the book shows us a reality mirror that how our digital life is eating up our real life. We are living two lives at a time, one online and the other lost somewhere inside, which we ourselves are unable to realize. Digital detox does not mean just turning off the phone. It is a reset. It is a way to recalibrate our brain so that we stop being afraid of silence, because today, silence seems uncomfortable. If we don't do anything for 5 minutes, the phone comes in our hands, as if the mind wants to distract itself at any cost. But the book says that silence is not empty. It is full of answers. When you detox, initially you get withdrawal symptoms. FOMO, fear of missing out, boredom, anxiety. But as you persist, you feel something new. Clarity. Your thinking becomes clear. Your mind processes faster and you feel presence in real moments. Digital detox teaches you that attention is priceless, and handing it over to the scroll culture every second is like a silent suicide. Now the question arises, how to detox? The book tells some practical steps on social media. Use media at a fixed time, not every moment. Keep some no-screen hours in a day where only you are there, your thoughts are there. Turn off notifications. You are the master of technology. It is not yours, and most importantly, leave boredom aside because that is where real creativity is born. Every time you distance yourself from the phone, you get closer to your real self. So, the next time when the mind goes towards the phone to distract itself, take a pause and ask yourself, am I afraid of forgetting something or of meeting myself? Because detox is not just about the phone, it is the beginning of reconnecting with yourself. Chapter 6. Time List: The Art of Ruling Over Time. Have you ever thought that we all have only 24 hours in a day? No one has more, no one has less. Then some people make history with these 24 hours, and some people just complain. So where is the difference? In Time List, focus is not just about removing distractions. The real form of focus begins when you learn to command time. This chapter brings forth the truth that we are not the masters of time. We have become its slaves. Every morning when we wake up, our time is already booked. Phone messages, social media, priorities of others. We keep running throughout the day, but without direction, and when the day ends, there is a heavy guilt left. What did I do today? The book says that to control time, first you have to control yourself. And this control comes from intention. Every morning you decide where your time will go, or else the world decides for you. Time mastery is not a skill. It is a mindset where you do not fill the time, you design it. Here, a powerful method has been explained. Time blocking means you divide your day into slots. Every block has a clear purpose: work, learning, rest, deep work, even boredom. There is a fixed place for everything. When any part of the time is not free, then it is not misused. Another great thing has been said in this chapter, that being busy is not an achievement. If you are occupied all the time, then perhaps you are running away from yourself. Time mastery helps us. Teaches that saying no is the most important way to save time. Every yes you say to others takes away a part of your time. Understand the value of every minute, because time never comes back. And no regret can bring back the time gone by. Hence the book asks a question: how do you want to see your time? Like a currency or like chaos? It comes when you design your day with such clarity that distractions don't get a place. Another secret strategy is given: energy matching. Every person's energy cycle is different. Some people are sharp in the morning, some in the afternoon. Time history does not only mean controlling the clock, but also recognizing your energy cycle and using it wisely. So, the next time you say, "I don't have time," pause and ask, do I not have time? Or have I not made myself a priority because everyone has equal time? But those who use it on their own terms are the ones who do something different in this world. From the chapter, The Inner Game of Focus, the real battle is inside the mind. Have you ever thought of doing any work? Before doing something, you have given up on yourself. That little voice that says you won't be able to do it, or it is beyond your capacity, or let's check Instagram a bit and do it later. This is the inner game. The real battle for focus doesn't take place outside, neither in the phone, nor in the apps, nor in the noise. The real battle for focus goes on inside your mind. This last chapter of the book introduces us to our biggest enemy, our own thoughts. We all have two voices inside us, one that tells us to move ahead, and the other that says, stop. There is a fear of failure. And the sad thing is that most people give up on their internal noise. Focus doesn't break without a fight. It breaks the most with external distractions. It breaks the most with self-doubt, overthinking, and internal resistance. When your mind isn't clear, no technique, no productivity hack works. That's why the book says that inner focus is the foundation of all outer performance. Your focus stays put when your mind is working. When you don't run after your thoughts, but understand them and observe them, and we control it. In this chapter, a great concept has been explained. Witness mode, i.e., becoming a spectator of your own thoughts. That is, when you are working and your mind says, let's go somewhere else, this is difficult. Then you catch hold of that thought, recognize it, and ask it why it has come. This develops a power, the power of awareness. You understand that not every thought is true. It is not necessary to follow every request. Not every fear means being afraid. This is where it starts. The Inner Game of Focus book also suggests techniques like meditation, journaling, and thought tracking so that you can discipline your mind from within and not from outside. Here, a powerful line has been given. If you conquer your mind, then it becomes easy to conquer the whole world. Clarity starts coming inside you, self-control increases, and focus is no longer a struggle. It becomes your identity. So, the next time you are fighting a distraction, first see whether that distraction has come from outside or your own mind has created it, because real focus is created then. When you are able to mute the outside noise and make peace with your inner voice, those people who win the inner game do something in the world that others can only imagine. So now, when you have listened to this entire journey of the art of focus, you have felt the silence hidden behind the noise of distraction. You have opened the doors of clarity, deep work, digital detox, and time story. Now the question is not what you have to do. Now the question is only with how much clarity you will do it. Focus is no longer a choice for you. It has become your survival strategy. In today's world where attention is the biggest weapon, your focus is your biggest currency. Fighting distraction is a daily battle. But every time you win over that temptation, every time you give priority to your goals, every time you put down the phone and work on your dreams, you are upgrading yourself. Focus no longer just changes your productivity. It changes your identity. If you liked this video, then show your focus by liking in the comments. Tell us which chapter of this book touched your heart, and subscribe to the Story Hub, because here we don't just read books, we change our thinking. We meet every week with a new book, a new thought, a new emotion, and a new action. And remember, distraction will call you every day, but you can choose yourself every day. See you in the next video. Until then, stay focused, stay unstoppable. Thank you.